All right, we'll start our business of shaping policy for today from the agri sector, looking at a special conference which is expected to kick off tomorrow in Abuja. The conference is International Agricultural Expo 2024, which is organized by Cooman Events Management Services. Now, this conference is to expose and also bring to bear the need for technology when it comes to agriculture in Africa, the impact of technology, and to also talk about research and what will be the impact of these on research. And to shed more light on this special conference, we are being joined by the manager of operation. We are being joined by Mr. Yekeem Kazeem, who joins us from Abuja. Glad to have you join us on Early Extinct this morning.
Good morning, sir. Thank you very much.
All right, great. Now let's start by you providing a background to the essence of this conference. I understand that your organization is doing this as a way of exposing, stakeholders to the cutting-edge technology as far as agriculture is concerned. But as part of the organizers, I would like you to shed more light on what this Nigeria International Expo is all about. The one taking place tomorrow. It's going to start from tomorrow till the next 3 days. Please shed more light on this conference. Why is it so significant, and what do you intend to achieve with this expo?
All right. Thank you very much. My name is Yekeem Kazeem. I'm an manager of operation for Cooman Events Management Services, organizer of the Nigeria International Agricultural Expo. So this year is the 6th edition of Nigeria International Agricultural Expo, tagged NIA Expo 2024. Our main aim of putting this show up is just to support the presidential policy on the food security in Nigeria. As we all know, Nigeria have a lot of potential in becoming a major hub for the food production in Africa. So we are looking at a way how to promote these local food production in Nigeria by showcasing the trending technology in terms of agriculture from around the globe. And from this edition, we have a lot of companies, a lot of major agricultural brands from around the world that are participating, including the major indigenous agricultural brand in Nigeria, to collaborate and discuss B2B networking, business to technology networking during the show. And then on the other side, we have a productive section that will discuss major challenges facing by farmers, facing by agro food processing in Nigeria. And we have a lot of speakers from all across the West African Agricultural Institute that will be participating, providing solution to all this. And these NIA Expo 2024 will start by 9 a.m. tomorrow, 27 till 29 of August 2024. It's a 3-day show with a expectant of more than 80 companies that will be participating, mainly agricultural companies, 80 brands that will be participating during the show. And then we have more than 25 agricultural researchers that will be giving an insight in the solution to the major problem facing Nigerian agricultural sectors.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Yekeem Kazeem. I really like the theme of this particular event: sustainable innovation, research, and scientific advancement focused on transforming agri-food production in the region. Region, I guess that should be West Africa. One thing is very key and sure: majority of the food is coming from small-scale farmers, very small-scale farmers, compared to those that have large farms. The smaller ones
Yes.
are a majority. At the end of this particular 3-day event, what plans do you have or your company have to make sure that the knowledge, the understanding, and the gains coming from this event trickle down to the small-scale farmers?
Thank you very much. During this edition, most of the company we are bringing are the brand that believe in technology transfer. So what I mean by technology transfer is the company that believed in the contribution of the to this mainly this Nigerian agricultural system by working with the local manufacturer to contribute to their to introduce this friendly technology in terms of agriculture. Not that they are coming to have them as a distributor or to be a B2B alone. They are looking at technology transfer of their technologies, agricultural technology, to these major local farmers that are into agricultural processing. That's why we are referring to this our team for this edition to target the production of these to target the contribution to the local agricultural manufacturer. So majorly, most of the foreign brands that are going to participate are not mainly coming for B2B network. Most of them are looking at good and reliable local manufacturers that they can partner at technology transfer level, which in return will not only boost the food production system in Nigeria, but also contribute to the Nigerian impact for becoming one of the major hub for the food production in West Africa.
Right, now let's talk about this technological transfer. You talked about the need to introduce cutting-edge technologies. I would like you to give us a picture of some of these technological innovation that your organization is coming up with, just the specifics of them, and then what would be the impact of these technologies on food production or agriculture in the general sense.
Okay, thank you very much. We have a company from more than 10 foreign companies that are participating. And then for this edition, most of them are bringing all their major techs, not that they are showcasing in terms of visual or in terms of image. They are bringing this technology down to the venue of the event live, physically. That's what I mean by these technology transfers, which is most of these tech are easily come by with most of these farmers or these Nigerian local processing, food processing, only see most of these maybe visually before. But for this edition, we have a huge agricultural machinery being set up at the venue right now as I'm talking to you, ranging from farming to the livestock production. So what I mean by this technology transfer is the showcasing of this technology directly to the farmers, because most of these technology have not been seen before by most of this local processing. Maybe they are only seeing it virtually before. But for this year, they are seeing this demo live and direct, and an opportunity to discuss the business discussion live direct at the venue with the source of this brand, not that with intermediary or anything. So they have a chance to discuss various level of opportunity with this direct with the manufacturer at the venue during this edition. So once again, what I mean by this technology transfer is the cutting-edge display of the equipment live and direct, which have never happened before for sometimes in Nigeria, whereby we have a live display of these high-level agricultural equipment at a place maybe in Nigeria or anywhere before. So for this year, we are having in Abuja, and right now as I'm talking to you, we have a lot of equipment being setting up display at the venue that will start tomorrow.
Thank you. Now, let's also look at this side of the gist. We have local fabricators in Africa, in West Africa, in Nigeria to be precise. But the big names, the big brands are those that are in charge of the planters, harvesters, sprayers, ridgers, diggers, call it pens, bands. They produce this industrial scale manufactured product. Now they are coming over. Some of them might be coming over. Do you have plans to have that collaboration with the local fabricators with them? Or do you have plans to see how we can also be able to acquire some of this technology directly or indirectly?
Okay, thank you. These are part of the importance of attending this exhibition, or important of us organizing this exhibition. For displaying this all high-level agricultural equipment during the event, live physically at the event is an avenue for this for an opportunity for anybody that have interest in joining or using the trending technology in the food production. I mean, all these major food producers in Nigeria. So for these local fabricator, we have many of them display along with these foreign companies. Not that we are displaying only foreign company during the event, because our main aim is to give an avenue for both foreigners and a local manufacturer of high-level equipment, agricultural equipment in Nigeria. So during this edition, we are giving them a platform, a space to display the made in Nigerian agricultural equipment during the show. Maybe agricultural grain threshold machine, up to these the livestock, put to livestock machinery during the event. So we have them display, both of them display along together. Not only merely we have foreign tech, agricultural tech at the event. So indirectly, and during this event, both of them, we are having what we call a B2B launch that will create to give an avenue for both foreign brands and local brands to discuss obviously how we can work together along the line on how to improvise our existing meeting in Nigeria, maybe in terms of technology transfer, like I said earlier, or in terms of technology contribution to the existing of the equipment we are building locally in Nigeria. So all this will happen during this exhibition that will start tomorrow at August 27 at Abuja Trade and Convention Center.
All right, let me do a follow-up to the question asked by my colleague earlier. The concern here is the issue of technological transfer. It is one thing to organize this kind of conference, which is quite okay. But the concern here has to do with continuity and then the locals who are going to be end users of this technology. Now, my question is, what plan do you have in place to ensure continuity beyond this conference? The adoption of this technology, knowing fully well that we're in a climate or environment where some of these farmers are not educated. Aren't you worried about the farmers in the rural areas, or are you targeting the elites who are into farming? So, looking at the peculiarity of our environment, what plans do you have in place to ensure that these foreign manufacturers are not just pushing this technology here, but there's a right framework for local adoption and the proper utilization of this technology even after this conference? Talk to us.
Thank you very much. Already, most of these brand we have, the initial or the major intention is just to have their presence in the Nigerian market, not only at business level, but also at level of contributing to the agricultural, improving Nigerian agricultural system and the food production in Nigeria. So already most of these brands are already having, let me say, they have their stand in Nigeria prior the show. It was this show that gave them an avenue to really display their strength in terms of equipment, and these are major trending global agricultural equipment. So, like you asked, we are making a lot of plans already. Most of them have been assisted before the show, like last year that we are planning the show. And now we can make it, this brand can make a local or ordinary farmer benefit from these major equipment they are displaying, major equipment they are having, so that it won't be only commercial farmer that will be having an opportunity on these type of technology they have. So during this edition, we are introducing what we call a micro agricultural technology. we call it, in terms of this tractor, in terms of these other agricultural equipment, we are displaying a lot of micro equipment, which is avoidable in terms of for the ordinary farmer to be using. For instance, for example, in terms of tractor, we have a lot of mobile or this micro tractor that will be displaying that is very okay for the local farmer to be used and very effective, and is in terms of farmer, one of the is used for the, but they contribute a lot. Like you work in the sense of these big agricultural equipment. So for this year, we are not only display the major big agricultural equipment, we are also displaying along the line a lot of micro agricultural equipment ranging from these farming to livestock farming production.
Thank you, Kazeem. Now, let's look at this still small farmers. Everyone will want to be part of this event happening in Abuja. Definitely going to be a grand event. But everyone can't be there. We have farmers scattered all over the 36 states in Nigeria. Then we have some others from other West African countries. And this is directly going to profit them. Looking at the innovation you're talking about, is it possible that we have packages of this event just the way we open up our social media handles and get to see films, clips, reels? Is it possible for us to have this from this event and shared amongst cooperative, farm cooperatives, small farm groups, so that the person in his locality can be able to also see firsthand and expect that when your extension workers get to him, he's ready and receptive?
Yes, actually, we have online. The view aspect of the event, in terms of a live streaming of both conference section and both exhibition, both this agricultural technology display, being the live streaming online during the event for that 3 days. So the link will be available on our social media and all throughout the exhibition for people to check in and connect with what is happening live at the venue for that 3 days of 27 to 29 of August.
All right, for those who would like to be part of this conference, may I ask, what will they require to be part of this conference? And who are your target audience for the conference starting from tomorrow?
Yes, our target audience are agricultural practitioners at all levels, either commercial, either local manufacturer. We have a solution for everybody. So once you're an agricultural practitioner, you are welcome. And then to the event, the attendance is free. Once again, to this event, the attendance is free because what we are doing, we are bringing innovation that will benefit the all. So there is no restriction. Attendance is free for all the visitors that are planning to attend the event. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much for making attendance free. Knowing fully well that an event of this magnitude, it costs a lot. Looking at the venue alone, I just kept quiet. Now, what support do you have for a continuation? So it won't be a one-off. This, we hope and pray, will be a success. Going down 3 months from now, 6 months from now, the next 9 months, because we know most agri cycles is 3 months. What plans do you have to have this continue? That way, more technology, more growth, more transfer, and the end users also profit.
All right. In our company, we concentrate on promoting agribusiness. So apart from this addition, we still have other show in the south where that's happening around May, which is for those people that cannot move in from that southwest to the Abuja. Only this one we are doing in Abuja is to cover these north and the middle belt areas. So for the continuation, we are planning to have a lot of webinars. A monthly webinar that will be happening every month, whereby we will be bringing most of these major brands online. Those that attend this year, those that are planning to attend in the future, to discuss with the farmer about this technology, about their contribution, and about an opportunity they are bringing on board for the next edition. So from now to next edition, which is around same time next year, we will have a monthly webinar. These are agricultural promotion Nigeria, bringing on board a lot of a major contributor in terms of trending agricultural technology in Nigeria that will be discussing the value of these exhibitions, and then the value of value-added support from these trending agricultural brand in Nigeria.
All right, I hope you can hear. I guess internet just stalled that kind of conversation with Kazim. He's actually talking about the plan for continuity. Chooks, when you have this kind of conference, it's always very good to put it in place. That's the starting point. But beyond this conference, there's a need to put a plan in place to ensure that there's continuity, and that's what he was trying to address. In Nigeria, we've had several meetings, several conferences, several committees being constituted. I think this shouldn't be one of the committees that are being constituted, the kind of meetings or events that will take place and eventually will just be like a paperwork. But from what they've said, it shows they are serious. And what it's trying to address is the fact that there will be webinars. Even after this one, there will be interaction, B2B, networking with some of the participating audience and some of the stakeholders. And I feel it's also important to also expand this to the agri sector in general, whereby transfer of technology. Agri now is being driven by technology, unlike what we used to have in the past. We're at a time where technology is taking over everything, artificial intelligence, it's taking over everything, media, whatever sector you can think of. So I'm looking for a time in Nigeria where that will happen on a larger scale, where it's not just going to be for those who can afford it or those who are rich or those who are into commercial farming. But even the peasant farmers, the local farmers can have a way to also have access to this technology. It might not be something that you can afford as a farmer, but there can be maybe like a cooperative or organizational kind of arrangement where through your cooperative or through your organization, you can have access to some of this technology. I remember there was a time in my area when, as a farmer, if you needed any equipment, you can approach the local government or the local authority to ask for them at a cheaper rate and an affordable rate, and you can get those things to your farm to do the necessary work that you want it to achieve. So I'm looking forward to that kind of arrangement, and I am hoping that Nigeria will also adopt technology when it comes to agriculture. But let's get back to Kazeem. Alan is back with us. Please, let's wrap up with this angle to this conversation. If you can hear me, I hope you can hear me now. All right. So you continue your thought or your submission you were making earlier, but let me add this question to it. Now, let's look at Nigeria, the agri sector. Let's expand the conversation now to look at the adoption of technology in the agri sector. What are some of the challenges that could be trailing the adoption of technology in the agri sector in Nigeria? And what do you think can be done to solve those problems so that we're at a time where technology is driving everything. Artificial intelligence can also be commercialized in Nigeria when it comes to the agri sector. What are you looking forward to in that sector?
Thank you very much. It's very simple. It's just the accessibility of this the technology. The local manufacturer we have. We're supposed to have a lot of improvement in what they are doing in terms of fabricating the local agricultural machinery if they have access to this technology. So because of the inaccessibility to this trending or global agricultural technology, which I'm thinking is area the government need to look to, technology transfer. We have a lot of countries abroad that can collaborate with the Nigerian government on this to have access to the trending technology they are using in their system, whereby it can be transferred to the Nigerian agricultural technology system in terms of made in Nigerian agricultural equipment. So simply, the major challenge is inaccessibility to the agricultural technology, which can be solved through the technology transfer at government level, or let me say bilateral level, because by that aspect it can be a mutual understanding by each country, which can happen effectively, and in return to really contribute to Nigerian agricultural, made in Nigeria agricultural manufacturer.
Okay, Kazim, one more question from me before Femi decides to do the do. Now, every single farmer is in the local government. We have a situation where local governments have, as we speak, been given an autonomy, though there's a case in court. That is a story for another day. But they are expected to get their monies. And farming should also be directly influenced with the local government. Do you have plans of getting local government involved now or subsequently? Because they need this equipment in every secretariat for the farmer to also be able to access them. Can you help Kazeem out on this one?
Unfortunately, technology will not give us the opportunity of having Kazeem to shed more light. But I want to believe, with what I've seen, looking at the background, and then with what they've done, looking at the background of this organization, this is the 6th conference. Okay. So I want to believe they've been collaborating with stakeholders from the federal to state and local government. And I want to believe that's a necessity on their part to ensure that this technology is being sustained. You're quite right when you talk about the autonomy being granted to the local government. It means they have more funds now. And I'm hoping that the chairman could also look into this direction, because agric has to be localized. And one of the things they can do to help farmers is to invest in technology. Now that they have more funds, more allocations coming directly to the local government, I want to believe that the chairman should look into this direction. And I want to also believe that a chairman who wants to make impact locally will also look at the agri sector, because it's one sector that can fetch you the kind of value that you're looking for. And so I want to believe they have plans to collaborate with some of these stakeholders. Like you said earlier, that some of them will participate in the conference, including the private sectors, individuals or farmers, or, entrepreneurs who are into agriculture for investment. So let's hope that this 3 days conference will address all these issues. All right, we've been speaking with the manager of operations for Cooman Events, which are the organizers of the Nigeria International Agri-Expo, which is expected to kick off tomorrow in Abuja. Okay, it seems like Kazeem is back with us. I hope you can hear me.
Yeah, very well.
All right, let's just wrap up with the question my colleague asked earlier about your collaboration with local authority. Now that they have the financial autonomy, maybe that could be a time to collaborate with them on how they can help you extend the network of your crusade when it comes to introduction of technology to agric. Please stop.
Hello.
Please go. Okay, let me do a rephrase. Now, I talked about the collaboration with local authority. What plans do you have to ensure that now that the local authority or the local governments are being granted financial autonomy, wouldn't it be a good time for you to collaborate with them so that some of these funds are redirected to acquire this technology for the use of local farmers? What's your take on this as you wrap up? All right, I guess we just have to call it a conversation now. Unfortunately, he couldn't give his thoughts in that regard, but I want to believe. All right, this is where the big story lives. We just have to wrap up that conversation. We'll go on a short break now. When we return,